Howdy ho, everybody. I am Donut, and I'm here with
Thermites.
I'm my fiance Thermite. I've seen South Park up season 20-something.
I'm watching Blinds.
This is, of course, a Black Lives Matter, all cops are bastards, and trans rights supporting channel. You better be supporting that shit too, or you can get the fuck right out of here. This is season 7, episode 12, all about Mormons.
Oh boy. So, I do know that Matt and Trey wrote the musical The Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
I know it's very well reviewed.
I should say also that came out way after this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, I'm assuming this is like a prototype, basically. Like, I imagine this episode is going to be mostly about, like, wacky Mormon stuff.
Okay.
And, like, this is going to be where they put out a lot of their early thoughts that are later going to be in the musical, which I haven't seen or anything.
I have not seen the musical either.
Yeah. But, like, I imagine this is going to be a pretty good episode because of that.
Yeah. All right. If you want to see the full length, check it out on the description below. Not for $4, but for free for everybody. You heard me right. I know. Last one was the one you guys all voted for, but it's a Christmas miracle. I'm giving you guys this one for free as well. And here is my justification for it. Okay? I started doing one episode of each season, full length, for free for everybody. I started doing that with season 5. So, You've had one for season 5, season 6, you've had one for season 7, blah, blah, blah. Aside from the ones you guys vote for, I never gave a full length for free for season 1, 2, 3, or 4. So, I have 4 times I will put out an episode for free that you guys didn't vote on.
Okay.
Throughout our entire reactions to the rest of the show. This one's one. I got 3 left.
Oh boy.
But if I feel that there is a season with 2 episodes that absolutely need to be full length for everybody, I'm making that call.
Okay.
And I'm using one of my 3 remaining.
Oh.
Now, somebody could argue we didn't have any full length for any of season 1 or 2, but I am not allowing that argument.
I mean, we had the movie.
We had the movie. That makes up for all that. all right. Getting into this. That's true. The movie was kind of season 3's, but I won't count it. it. Check it out in the description below. So, what would you rate this episode?
Gonna give it a solid... I'll give it a solid 10 out of 10.
Okay. I think I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Or I might give it I give it a 9 out of 10. I was going to say 8 out of 10. As a rewatch, I would give this like a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Because of all South Park episodes, I've probably seen this one like one of the most,
Fair.
I am obsessed with the Mormon religion and everything. I grew up with like someone who was like a whole family who's Mormon.
Okay.
Like not just one friend who was Mormon, but like multiple friends who were Mormon in a family. They were all brothers. So yeah, I had personal like connections with all that growing up. So
right.
I absolutely love this episode because it is. I mean, I want to hear what you think about the episode first, and then I will go into everything I think.
Like, of the episodes that have been, and I can't believe this is a genre of South Park episode,
Yeah.
just sort of a thing that already exists, but we're going to animate it in the South Park style.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is the best
this
one.
is different because it's not like a movie that already exists or like something that has already been animated before. Like I think you're talking about the one where they go back to the founding fathers and everything.
Yeah.
Like something like that has clearly been animated before, probably, and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But like this is definitely something that I don't believe has been animated other than South Park.
Okay.
And definitely not in this way.
Sure.
Like, yeah, I think this is definitely more, it's also, like, making fun of it rather than just, like, doing it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, continue with what you're saying.
Oh, boy.
Well, okay, I will say, to let you think about what you wanted to say.
Sure.
Like, I had, I had 2 friends who were Mormons. There was another one who was like, acquaintances with. I'm not gonna say I was friends with them. They were the one of the family. They were the brother of the family who is a lot more like believed in Mormonism very heavily and like the religion and all that. And I just, couldn't really be close to them because of that. The other 2 were way more like one of them was he was young, so he was like half in and out. The one who was about my age was like a very close friend that I had, and he was very. He was very similar to what is his name? He said his name so much in this episode. The new kid. the Mormon kid in this
Yeah.
episode. I can't believe you can't remember his name. It's so much.
It's so normal.
Gary.
Gary.
Yeah, he was very, very similar to Gary,
Okay.
except he wasn't like he didn't believe in Mormonism.
Okay.
He believed in the ideals of Mormonism, but not like the religion itself.
Sure.
Like he was always like, yeah, our religion is bullshit, but I believe in doing good. I believe in helping others and blah 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 and
Right.
like that. But like the big problem with Mormonism is that they teach a lot of being nice and being a good person and helping the poor and all that, while they are very shitty in many other ways. Like
Yeah.
Mormonism is extremely racist just all around. Mormons are rough, and in general they are very Scientologist in the way that they prey upon people and everything. They like the Mormons going to your door and everything like that. Like they pick specific people. They're not just going to anybody's door. They go to old people's doors. They go to people who are sick. They go to people who are in bad places because then they want the religion to be able to we can help you through our religion. And everything. It is very manipulative, extremely manipulative. But again, like all religions, think what you want to think, believe in what you want to believe, as long as you're not doing it in an organized way. Is my take on it. When it becomes organized is when it immediately starts to become manipulating and immediately starts to just get corrupted.
Yeah, the hierarchy of the Mormon Church, from what I understand, is pretty terrifying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I highly recommend go out there and research more about Mormonism as well. This episode, I'm very curious to see the Book of Mormon musical. I want to see, because that's so much longer. I'm sure they can cover everything. This doesn't even cover half of the insanity that is the Mormon religion. I'm going to say insanity, just dumb. Dumb.
Right.
And it's just dumb. That the Joseph translating out of the hat and then getting the plates taken and then not being like having and now I'm translating it from this book, which is so similar to this book, but it's not that book. It is that is just, as Dan puts, that is proof that it's not real.
Right.
Oh my god. And I want to say also, people were not like jumping on board with Joseph Smith and everything like that.
Right.
It was a struggle. Like the super rich guy was like so immediately on board and was like, oh, you stupid wife, why do you think he might be? Of course he's right. But yeah, so many people were very very little people did believe him until it started, up until he had rich people and influential people backing him, which is why he went for that guy. It was like, oh, I know you have a lot of money and you can give me the money to do this.
Right.
Joseph is one of the world's biggest con men. Like Joseph is not like a lot of other stuff where it's like, oh, do they believe it themselves or not? Joseph does not believe in himself. Absolutely not. There is no universe in which Joseph Smith believes his own bullshit. Right. He is a true con man. And it is, I give him props for the con. He fucking did the biggest con. Yeah. Maybe not the biggest one. Scientology is kind of bigger.
Scientology is very much on the same rails.
It is, but Scientology is kind of bigger than Mormonism, I believe. I'm not sure. I might be wrong on that, but...
Mormonism is more focused because they kind of own Utah, where Scientology is, more governmental.
Yeah. But either way, so yeah, nothing wrong with the ideals of Mormonism. Yeah. Definitely a lot wrong with the organization of Mormonism.
Right.
So yeah, that was my, general thoughts and everything. I think they put it very perfectly of the, you act so unbelievably nice in order to trick dumb people to, come into your religion. Oh, I meant to say, by the number one, my friend, moved away from it and everything like that. But so I have no idea what is going on with it now. I don't have Facebook. I don't keep up with my old friends. The thing he used to always tell me, and this is before I was out as bisexual or anything like that, was he kept telling me that he can't be gay because his parents are Mormon, because his family's very Mormon. And I was like, "Are you gay?" And he was like, "No, I can't be gay because my family's Mormon." And that was that came up so often, where out of nowhere, complete out of nothing, we would just be talking about something like Mormonism, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I can't even be gay because my parents are Mormon." And he's like, "Well, no, I'm not gay, but I can't be gay because my parents are Mormon."
Oh boy.
I remember that so clearly.
It's so powerful. Jeez.
Oh. I don't want to say his name either, but he had one of the best names I have ever had anybody seen. It was a cool ass name. The whole family had dope ass names. I'll give him that. They had some dope ass names. But yeah, they just sound like fucking anime characters. Like, anyway, what are your thoughts on the episode? How much about Mormonism did you know before going into this?
A fair bit. Like, I've read the Book of Mormon.
Okay.
And, like, I watched that one cartoon that is, of course, for Mormon kids, teaching you about the Mormon Jesus.
I did not know about that. What is that?
It's really old. Like, it is literally just it doesn't really go into Joseph Smith very much. It is mostly just, like, pre-Joseph Smith, the, Jesus up in heaven making different planets,
Okay,
and then, Satan goes to a different planet.
Okay, so it's all like the preamble stuff, like the lore behind it, not of how it happened.
I think it ends with like the Joseph Smith story.
Yeah.
But it is mostly like, hey, here's
you kind of gotta leave that. If you leave with the Joseph Smith stuff, I feel like any sane person is gonna be like, no.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, kids want to see the cool stuff. Like, they want the bridge between the Bible and the Book of Mormon.
Yeah. I mean, it is old-ass I was gonna say Dionysus. Dianetics, yeah. Dionysus. I mean, yeah, it is.
I think having my own planet and becoming a god would be really dope.
It is. Like, Scientology, Mormonism, it appeals to the anime nerd and everybody, which is why they're, now I think about it, that's probably why the names are so anime-like.
Yeah.
My friends. I never connected the two, but you know what? It is so,
yeah.
It is a cool, Mormonism and Scientology are both
cool.
trying to be cool religions.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, we're not like all those other nerdy religions.
But yeah, so nothing in the episode was like a revelation, but I really did enjoy the way in which everything was packaged, because it is extremely consumable.
Oh yeah, it is pure entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, this episode is barely a South Park episode. Mm-hmm. It is I can see why they made this Book of Mormon. You can take out the South Park elements of this, and it still works on its own entirely.
Yeah.
This episode could have been just the Mormon plotline, and it would have been fine. Honestly, I think the least funny parts of the episode are when we're constantly cutting out of the Mormon stuff and having to get into it again.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah, come on, I want to get back to it. But yeah, I totally get why they were able to. Some great random moments this episode.
Oh, yeah.
One, I love that he is lounging, watching friends on the couch, drinking a beer, but he still has on his uniform. I assume the fact that he has pins and stuff in his pocket is so funny to me when he's just lounging there. I don't know why it's such a funny look. It's so extra lazy.
Yeah.
You climb, take the pins out of your pocket, and also the putting the beer through the sleeve of the jacket was so powerful of a move.
Such a good gag. I love that everyone else was kind of just going along with it, but Randy was the one who fully committed to, we are Mormon now. Yeah. I've not read the Book of Mormon, but we're all Mormon now.
Randy is a trip.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go beat his ass. Oh, wait, is he a white guy? Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go beat his ass. I wish they covered I believe it is the wife of Joseph Smith, who was the one who was alright, if we're just doing this, let's just add some extra stuff on here, you can't smoke in the house, or you can't smoke in the Mormon religion, because she didn't want people smoking in her house, which is still a part of the Mormon religion, or you can't drink in the Mormon religion, because there's beer cans and stuff being left around their house.
You can't have hot drinks.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Which does apply to, of course, Pepsi.
Yeah, I remember how, insane they've gotten with what constitutes a hot beverage. It's a spicy beverage. Yeah. Honestly, I give props to Joseph for being a con man. He was a very I'm conning a religion out of this. His wife is just, I'm conning a great house out of this. If you're having your buddies over here, fuck this. Oh God, I love the Mormon story. It's so fucking funny. I think the funniest joke out of the entire episode is either that Randy saying he's gonna beat up his dad, and then that whole thing, or the hello, I am blah blah blah, I am a white Native American ghost. I mean, the funniest shit about all the Mormon stuff is all their just America-centric stuff, where it's Adam and Eve, absolutely, born in America. Yeah, I found these Jesus stuff in America. Yeah, a lot of great angles and shading shots as well. This episode. Yeah, I did actually. We didn't talk about it. I love the fight scene at the beginning where he stands I'm here to kick your ass, bitch.
I've never been in that situation, but I've definitely been in the crowd in that situation where a bunch of people are like, we gotta go kick his ass because of X reason, but we don't know who's gotta do it. We also don't know why. Really?
I have literally been in the stand situation of, I'm gonna kick your ass, and the person being so nice that I'm just like, alright, fuck you, I'm not gonna kick your ass. I have been in that exact scenario. You just can't. You just can't.
It's just such a good episode.
It is. I mean, like, there's not a lot to talk about also because, like, I will say also, everybody should go out there and watch. There is a reaction that a Mormon has done to this episode. Mm-hmm. It is as dumb as you can imagine. Go watch it.
Oh boy.
It is hilarious. I think my favorite part is 100% where they do pause the video and explain to the audience exactly why the Native Americans are white.
Oh, I need to see that.
Oh, it's great. Oh, it is perfect. Every instance they do pause and go, yes, that is exactly how it happened. Let me explain why Adam and Eve were born here. Oh, by the way, Joseph Smith did appear in I'm a Little Bit Country 5 times.
Wait, what? Okay, that's who you're talking about.
In the crowd shot of I'm a Little Bit Country, there was a bunch of unique designs, and then they just copy and pasted Joseph Smith 5 times. I don't know why. I don't know what kind of workflow could have led to that. I don't know. There's so many mistakes in South Park that I just go, how? How did this happen? Apparently, Trey Parker's first girlfriend was Mormon and invited him over, like, to dinner, which is where, you know, all that happened and everything. By the way, my family is definitely not Mormon. I do like the stuff, like, we don't have, like, the rigid, like, you know, all this. I think that is weird to me, by the way, having, like, this is the day we're doing this, and this is the day we're doing that.
Right.
But, you know, I definitely have, like, the just play board games and all that sort of shit.
Same. Every once in a while, we've tried to do a rigid, like, okay, this is going to be game nights, and that works for, like, 2 or 3 weeks, then we're like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's
a dumb idea.
The only time it has ever worked is when my family was doing, like, D&D stuff.
Okay.
That's, like, the only time where we were consistent for about 3 weeks. That's about as far as we got. Yeah, a lot of, like, kids didn't like this episode, and to be fair, I wonder how enjoyable this episode is knowing nothing about Mormonism. I feel like they do a really good job, but neither of us have, you know...
Right.
We went into this, even as a kid, I went into this, I had a Mormon friend, so I knew so much about the Mormon religion. Yeah, I wonder how it is, you know. I'm curious, if you were in the comments and you saw this episode for the first time, like, not knowing anything about Mormonism, especially as a kid, like, you know, how did you feel about it? Because, apparently kids were not really that into it.
I mean, I think there's also the extra layer of... since the Nambla episode, I have in the wilds seen people commenting about how, I just learned in 2020 that Nambla was a real organization.
That is true. Yeah, that was crazy to me. So I got a comment about it on our reaction. I was like, what?
So in the same way, I could see like a lot of the comedy being lost if you are a kid, you don't know about Mormons, and you assume that South Park is inventing this thing to be mad at, and you're like, well, I don't get what the joke is, because this is silly.
True, yeah, if you've never even like heard of Mormonism, like in any concept, you might think it's just completely made up.
Yeah.
Because, it definitely feels made up. I mean, it is. I do want to say, by the way, those Mormon friends, absolutely, same as us, got the best grades, were, like, in a bunch of different sports, you know. They were doing so much. Like, they were, you know, I'll give them that. They do have great lives. Right. I wonder why. So, Gary was voiced by Kyle McCulloch. I think that's how you pronounce that? McCulloch? Yeah. Who was, one of the writers for South Park, also grew up Mormon.
Oh, okay.
They say grew up Mormon, so I assume is not Mormon as a writer, but just grew up Mormon? I'm not sure.
I mean, he could have grown up Mormon and is now still Mormon.
Yeah, it's just the way they phrase that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Oh?
Have you ever seen Orgasmo, by the way?
No.
The main character of Orgasmo is Mormon. I completely had forgotten that. But, yeah, like, they are.
Okay.
He's obsessed with Mormonism. I mean, I get it. So am I.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. A professor in Utah used this episode in a presentation titled The Americanization of Mormonism Reflected in Pop Culture. I have to ask, What the fuck does that mean? What do you mean the Americanization of Mormonism?
I mean, it started from Jesus. Well, it started from the tablets, and it's been more and more Americanized, obviously.
It's all American. What do you mean? But alright, that's all the notes I have on this episode. I would recommend going out there, just read the Book of Mormon. The Book of Mormon's fucking funny in and of itself. Just, go research more about Mormonism. It's great. We will see you guys for the next episode. Butt out.
Butt out. Is it B-U-T-T?
B-U-T-T.
Okay.
See you for that. Get the fuck out of here.